Hey, what is going on, guys? Today we're taking a look at the absolutely massive premium Bandai RE100 Zagd Doga Quess Air's version. So this is Quess Air or Quess Praya's custom version of the Zagd Doga. Now basically the only difference is that it's in a different color. It's got this red and light gray color scheme. It's got a little bit different head crest instead of the little bit more ornate head crest due on Guinea Gus's version. This one is kind of just a little bit more simplified. It doesn't have the like bird eyes on the side of it either, which I like because I didn't really like that about Guinea Gus's version. And this one also has a different weapon instead of just the regular kind of beam machine gun. This one has a beam Gatling gun, so it's pretty cool weaponry. Both kits are available in HG form as just standard releases, but for the RE100 releases they decided to make this version. Not too surprising in our current times where a lot of stuff just ends up being released as premium Bandai stuff, especially when it's just variants like this. So anyway, it's a pretty cool kit. If you can get it at a pretty decent price, then I think it's definitely worth getting if you're a big fan of the mobile suit and if you are aware of just the issues that this kit does have. Now basically I'm not going to go over all of the articulation and a lot of things that I said in the course of the review of the original kit. I don't want to end up repeating a lot of that. If you guys haven't seen my review of the Guinea Gus's Zagd Doga, then be sure to go back and check out that review. The articulation is okay, but of course the kit just has a lot of weight issues, so you can get it into some poses, but it's not going to be the kind of kit that you should get expecting to be able to put it in a lot of poses. If you want to get some really a little bit more interesting and more dynamic poses out of this particular design, then I would recommend getting the HD. The HD is old, but I still think it stands up pretty well. So let's talk about everything that you get included with this kit, and as always guys, a huge thank you to USA Gundam Store for making the review possible, for sponsoring this review. Do check the link to their site down below. If you want to get P-Bandai stuff or just anything, you can check out their site. They do sell P-Bandai stuff as well. Just want to remind you guys, and you can get 10% off of everything off there with my coupon code there, which is all down in the video description, so check that out. Alright, so we got the sticker sheet, which is a little bit different from the stickers that were included with the original kits. So we've got some markings on there and a whole bunch of caution markings and things like that, but again, it's all just stickers. Unfortunately, no water slides in this case. We've got our 6 clear rods here for using those with the funnels, and then we also have the 2 option connection pieces there for using those, which will connect onto the back for using the effect parts. We've got our 2 clear yellow beam effect parts, but you're really only going to need one of them for the heat knife beam saber sort of combo weapon here, which also can be folded up and stored in the side skirt. Again, I went over all of that in the review of the original kit. And then we've got the big old shield, which is again the same thing as with the original kit, it's just in different colors here with the light gray and black. And then let's get into the new stuff we have for this kit. So here we have the Mega Gatling gun, which is pretty cool. No camera or no sticker for the camera, I want to say, for that. But overall, it's just really nice, really big. Here it is compared with the beam rifle from Guinea Gus's version. Both of them are very big, but you can see the Guinea Gus's beam rifle is definitely a little bit larger. Now, I should note, this is not included with this kit. I'm just taking this from the other kit. Unfortunately, you don't get the parts to build both guns in this kit. That also would have been nice, but it's not the case. Now, as for any articulation that this has, it just has this secondary handle here, which will just rotate side to side. So that is just for you to be able to hold that in the other hand. I'm not sure how well it's going to work with this kit with its kind of a little bit limited articulation, but we'll try it out here in a bit. Anyway, that just has pegs that they'll just plug right into the hand, and it should be strong enough connection on that. And the last thing here is these option parts for making the sleeves version. If you want to make the sleeves version of the Zagd Doga, as I talked about in the unboxing video, you basically have to have this kit, which is a premium Bandai kit, and you also have to have the premium Bandai Master Grade Zagd Doga unicorn version. Now the reason you have to have the unicorn version of the Zagd Doga is that that one also has sleeves parts. So you use these sleeves parts on this arm, and then you'll use the whole other arm from the Zagd Doga for the other side. Now I will try that out. I don't have the unicorn version of the Zagd Doga, I have the regular Zagd Doga, but just for the sake of trying it, we'll try it out a little bit later on. So you use those, and you also need a new part for connecting the shoulder joint into this. So you have this part that you use for the shoulder joint. You put this inside of the top of the arm there on the Zagd Doga arm. So that is it for everything that this kit comes with. And I should also not forget to mention that it does come with a action base connector as well, which is quite important for getting this on an action base, of course. But as we saw with the original kit as well, putting this up on an action base doesn't really help it out too much, just because it is so incredibly heavy, especially in the legs. Those are definitely going to be weighed down a bit. So there are pros and cons to the basic kit itself, but again, I covered all of that in the original review. Overall, I think it's a pretty solid kit if you're a big fan of the mobile suit, which I am, and so I really do like this kit despite its flaws, and most especially it's just the weight issues for the most part. Obviously, this premium Bandai version of the kit doesn't do anything to fix any of those flaws, but again, if it's the thing that you're aware of when you're going into it, then I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to be too disappointing for you once you actually get the kit. Alright, so let's take a look at some comparisons here. So here it is with the Guinea Gus type. Obviously they're going to be looking basically the same with the exception of the head and the color scheme. So they do end up looking like a pretty cool pair, the two of them together, I gotta say. But they're going to be taking up a whole lot of shelf space just due to their massive size. And then let's compare that to your average 18 meter tall mobile suit here. We've got the Master Grade 100 scale Gym Command, and yeah, you can just get an idea of how big this is going to be compared to most Master Grade kits. Now this is the most important comparison that I wanted to make for you guys, because at the time of my original review I didn't have a Master Grade Gyara Doga to compare it, but I do want to now compare them now that I have a Master Grade Gyara Doga for comparison here. And a lot of people were sad or mad or upset about the fact that the ZakuAurelius didn't get made as a Master Grade using the Gyara Doga's inner frame, and I think it should be pretty obvious now, and that you can see them side by side as to why they just couldn't do that. The Gyara Doga is just much more massive. You can see a lot of design similarities, and their overall height is really not all that different. According to the actual technical information, there's only 1 meter height difference in between the two of them, and they look pretty, it looks about accurate. They look not really all that different, with the ZakuAurelius just coming in just a little bit taller, so that looks accurate. But you're gonna see the overall bulk in terms of the Gyara Doga, or the ZakuAurelius, I mean, it's just so much more bulkier. Any bit of visible frame that you can see, like there at the the elbow joints and the exposed frame there in the forearms, I mean, it is all kind of similar in its detail, but you can see that it's just all larger with the ZakuAurelius, so that's why they couldn't have recreated that. Now that leads me to my concern about making the sleeves type ZakuAurelius, in that the Gyara Doga arm I think is going to look a little bit small on the ZakuAurelius, but let's just go ahead and try that and see how it's going to end up looking. Alright, so here we go. Here's how it's going to look, and I think the answer to the question is pretty undeniably yes, that the Gyara Doga arm is looking like a little baby arm on him now. It just doesn't look right, so I'm pretty glad that I didn't end up buying the Master Grade Gyara Doga Unicorn version in order to attempt to try this, because it just really wouldn't have been worth it. What I really think that Bandai should have done was just made another premium Bandai version of the ZakuAurelius and just totally remade the arm so that it was a size that would a little bit more fit with the overall scale of this kit, and then just release that as another P Bandai kit on its own without using parts from the Master Grade Gyara Doga, and asking you to sacrifice another premium Bandai kit, because then basically after using that you're going to have your ZakuAurelius without a backpack and without an arm, and then that would be another premium Bandai Master Grade expensive kit that you would be just basically having only part of it left. So the backpack fits on there fine. I think there's no issues with that. That looks totally fine on there, and actually looks pretty nice on the back of that, but just the arm just doesn't really fit at all. And over here on this side you can see how the sleeves parts are going to look on there. The sleeves parts look really nice on there. It really would have been nice if we maybe would have got 2 sets of those, so you could actually have just the whole thing just as a sleeves type without the Gyara Doga arm. Now, a lot of P Bandai kits come down into basically one of 2 different categories, I would say. Is just that number 1 category would just be that the kit has a lot of new parts or is almost entirely new, and introduces a lot of really cool new aspects or articulation gimmicks or just weapon gimmicks and things like that. And those would be things that I would actually recommend to a lot more people if it's a kit that I get and enjoy. And then the second category would be the P Bandai kits that I would basically rate as not really doing a whole lot in terms of really pushing the game, in terms of what they're introducing, in terms of what you're actually getting in the plastic, but they're more basically just the things that are really only for the really big fans of that particular specific mobile suit. And this one definitely falls into the latter category. If you're not a really big fan of the ZakuAurelius, or especially this version of the ZakuAurelius, then it's totally passable, and especially for the high price that it's going to cost you, I wouldn't really recommend you take the effort of sorting this kit out or trying to collect this kit unless you're a big P Bandai collector or something like that as well. But that said, if you are a really big fan of the mobile suit and you have built the regular version, you would like to get this one as well, then I think by all means definitely try to get your hands on one. You're definitely going to enjoy it. Now the reason I also qualify that by saying that I think it's important that you built the first one first is just because it is a kit that does have stability issues, it has seam lines, it has articulation issues, and so it's not the best kit out there by any means. But if you've built the original one and you know what you're in for and you're totally fine with the original one, you like the original one, then I would say you're definitely going to enjoy this one as well. Otherwise, even if you never built the original one, you might be in for a little bit of a surprise with this one when you get it and you find out that it's not really the easiest kit to pose and things like that. So that is my thoughts on it in general, guys. What do you guys think down below? Of course, let me know in the comment section. Any other questions you guys might have, feel free to leave those there as well. And again, big thank you to US Gundam Store for their continued support. They're awesome. Check out the link to their site down below and show some support back for them. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next review, guys. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Hey! Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, if you want to check the kit out for yourself, you can head over to USA Gundam Store. Use that coupon code ZakuAurelius10. Save yourself 10%. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.